Hi everybody, this is Carrick from Angry Centaur Gaming, and today I'm happy to bring you the review for Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons for the Xbox 360, developed by Starbreeze. This is a 3D platformer where you control two characters at the same time using a thumbstick for each character. Frustrated gamers need not apply. The story begins with a cutscene. Everything is spoken in an alternate language that you can't understand, sort of like Panzer Dragoon Saga or all those other games that do that, and basically tells a tale of two brothers, one where the mother has died and the father is basically ill and you are trying to save him, and that is the crux of the adventure. The graphics lighting is excellent, though the world and overall construction is fairly basic. However, the architecture is straight out of simple platforming book 101, which means lots of random issues or puzzles for no reason so that the levels can look cool, and I'm good with that, though they never asked me if I was. And though the game is based around these two characters, you don't see them that much, which is good because they both look like victims of forced face transplant surgeries. On the other hand, some of the other characters are really cool and have a fantasy-inspired look, like this troll here who helps you through the levels. And when it comes to sound, it's pretty minimum, with most of the voice actors just grunting and squealing, like Mary Matlin celebrating her favorite football team getting a touchdown. It's not really emoting too much, and instead leaves the game's animation to communicate the basic needs of the characters. And now we get to control. I really haven't seen this level of chaos since my last Boy Scout troop got struck by lightning. And characters crisscrossing, sticking on architecture, going backwards when you want them to go forwards, going right when you want them to go forwards, going left when you want them to go forwards, going backwards when you want them to go right. It's frustrating, and made more so by the fact that at other times you won't have those problems. And that is inherent in this kind of control scheme. We saw it before if you're old enough like me to have played games like Flugen Brothers and some other games where you do, at times you end up controlling both characters. It's just, it can be really, really frustrating. And you add to those issues the very fact that at times you get the idea the game is fucking with you. Random jumps that should be easy just failed, and I kept expecting a dev laugh track to start when I went from somewhat adequate on the overall platforming to complete bum-tard with like 20 deaths in a row. And I think a lot of this had to do with the fact that you're using both thumbsticks and both triggers at the same time with no aiming convention for the jumps, but other places have auto-jumping, so it seems a bit rough, and if you have a low level of frustration or a Christian Bale, you should probably stay away from that. The devs, when it comes to gameplay at least, were looking for a game that told the tale of two brothers working together through puzzles and issues as they continued on this mission to save their father. Instead, at times what you get is a jigsaw puzzle where someone laid down the map of where the pieces go right next to you. There's less thinking involved than a late night sexual encounter, and yet the promise keeps your beer goggles on the entire night. Because every once in a while there's some puzzle or some issue that makes you go, ah, I see what they were planning for. But then, for the next 30 minutes, you're back to the puzzle with the map right in front of you. Super linear in that way. So what do you get with Brother? You get a game of two halves like an abusive girlfriend, at times pretty but chaotic. When the shit hits the fan, she falls apart into a frustrating mess. Pretty much this game, with great parts, great attention to detail at times, but wrapped around a really questionable control scheme and fairly awkward production values. The game really felt like it was just missing that certain something that would bring it up to the levels of a journey in a lot of people's minds. It really didn't feel like it came together the way the developers probably had intended. So I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or run away from it rating scale. This is a wait for a sale. It's not terrible and it's not great. It's a game of chance with your money. Let's be frank, most games are. I just don't feel that this is worth a full price, and just like a kiss from a first cousin, I felt confused, a bit dirty, and slightly interested. So this is Carrick from Angry Centaur Gaming saying thank you very much for listening to this review. If you liked it, hit like. If you didn't, hit dislike, and hit subscribe if you can. Have a good one, and peace out, bitches.